Friends, welcome to another episode of Your Soul's Road Trip. Today, we're going to be talking about surviving the divine narcissist, one of my favorite topics of all time, here with my good friend, April Sab, who is a survivor of a divine narcissist. Now, she probably wouldn't call this SOB divine, but on some level, we're all sparks of the entire thing, aren't we? So, April, welcome down. I'm so glad you're here tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it for your time and having me. Basically today I'm sharing this story that I honestly really never thought that I would tell publicly. A story of how I really love the narcissist and kind of lost myself and found myself back again to where I needed to be. For 5 years, yes, I was a victim of the narcissist and went through everything that I was put in. It's like I got into this ride and I just went along with it and not knowing much about it. And until I had to see a lot of patterns that, was keep repeating, happening and happening, happening. And at that time, I wasn't really like knew much about myself or about my kind of identity, my attachment style. I didn't know much, and I feel like this whole thing it just really changed my life, like changed who I am today, and I learned so much about it. Um,
Yeah, so we'll come back to that in 1 second. So I want to
sure.
make sure we can get your whole story and kind of
Hmm.
see this whole thing through. So
Yeah, of course.
I first want to just talk to all the folks out there who are watching this, either live or in the
Hmm.
replay. A lot of you have dealt with narcissists. I would probably say most of you have dealt with narcissists at some time. I certainly have. My former best friend was a malignant narcissist, the absolute worst kind. I know April knows what this type is. And this is somebody, and we beat ourselves up because we deal with these folks. We beat ourselves up because, well, we should have known better. And how could we have put up with this? And they take us for a ride. And it's not a fun ride. We're not talking like, those Apple rides at Coney Island. And that's a weird 1950s reference. But I'm talking about the kind of rides that make us want to puke on the rides, the kind of rides where we lose ourselves in the process. And we torture ourselves because of this, thinking, how could we have allowed this to happen? Mine ended up in a restraining order, which has been violated about 55 times since then, but what are you going to do? And this is just like very common thing. So it happens to men, happens to women, happens to everybody. The reason we're getting together for this conversation tonight, first of all, I want April to have an opportunity to share her story with all of you. I think a lot of you, unfortunately, will resonate with it. It will be something that will speak to many of you. But I would love us to also get into the divine reason, the spiritual reason why, first of all, these people even exist. And second, why they come into our lives. That it's not just some big accident and we're not simply victims. There's a greater story here. So I want April, I'd love for you to share your story with everybody. And then afterwards, we're going to really dive into why you think this person came into your life, ultimately, what the greater purpose was. And then for
Yeah.
everybody else out there, if you have your own stories, please share them in the comments and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of the grand cosmic plan for your own narcissist. So April, take it away, my friend.
All right, thank you. Thanks for your time. And I basically want to share the story is long, but I'm gonna put it kind of in a short way. I already didn't really know myself, I guess, much when I got into a relationship with this person, and I feel like I attracted it because like I was someone with empathy. I am someone with empathy, with, full of energy and compassionate and all of it. And when I learn about it, it's like I think do we attract those people because our energy and personality that we have. I was not even aware of. I didn't even know what narcissist was until I had to meet this person and go through 5 years of relationship that from beginning was relationship, I thought. Then it fell into situationship. Then it fell into friends with benefit. Then it went to being engaged and then moving with him. And then at the end, I was like dealing with the evil. I felt like, wow, this is true narcissism. And like going through a roller coaster, like I got into this ride and it just like going along with it and keep saying, oh no, it's me, the problem is me, because like everything was just like twisted and like everything was just used against me. Not to
Mhm.
mention he was a police officer, and it was even more difficult to deal with, like playing these Miranda rights and these manipulation tactics that I had to learn later. And it just took so long for me to find. I think like it took 5 years to know. Like even though I knew first 2 years from 2021 to 2023 going through relationship with this person and had some bumps, and then neglecting those, and then going like completely breaking off in a holiday. It went to a very bad way of breaking up. And I felt like I just didn't want it to do it. Like, I feel bad. Like I don't know why I felt bad, but I got a strength of doing it. I constantly wanted to just like keep. Somebody was telling me, you need to get rid of him, you need to
Mhm.
just end this is not going well, like you don't feel happy, like are you happy, like what are you doing, like. And I just like, I think because I have that compassion and being a loving person and everything, I feel like I just need to give this to this person. I feel bad, and like, because it was a veteran or this or that or whatever it was. I felt like I was just finding excuse for myself to help somebody and fix someone that it's not fixable or treatable. Like I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? After going through all these later, but after 2 years breakup, then I hit that like a truck again. Like that emotion came out, that everything just switched to me. Like, oh, I was the problem. Yeah, why I did this to myself. I need to go apologize. And it's
Mhm.
like going back and then getting humiliated, being treated so bad again. And then I was like, I wanted him in my life for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was just like that dopamine or something was just holding on to me, like something. There was nothing that he was giving me anyway. I don't know why I was, and what was I holding into? I think it was just holding into my own childhood,
Mhm.
like that little girl or whatever that is like need that person or attention or whatever. And it took me so long to figure it out, and then going back and then back and forth. And then when I finally 2 years I healed in my own, and just trying to close the door and chapter, and just telling him, hey, we cannot be friends anymore, I gotta move on with my life. And then here we go, he comes back again with all this love bombing and all this fake
Mhm.
and all this, oh, I give you anything you want, I would do anything, I would do this, like everything. And here we go,
Yep.
I fell into that again, giving him another chance number, God knows how many chances.
Oh
And
yeah.
like thinking that, oh, he will change, like, just thinking that I was in denial, completely in denial. Like, um, knowing that I was just like really doing well, and he knew it. And I felt like there was just like he just didn't wanted me to improve in life, and just wanted me to just drain, just be miserable again, like I was already up here, like all the way I went down again, like. And I did that to myself, not to blame. I don't think anyone should blame themselves. It's just like the pattern that we do repeat. We may know but we may not know at the same time. So like it's just something inside you just want to try, like
Mhm.
trying. Like for someone that is a risk taker and love this type of adventure, like trying to know someone, um, trying to go to the end and try everything that they can to see if it works. And that was me. And I gave everything. I felt like I just gave everything, that I didn't have anything at the end, that I had to just like just drop it so easily. Like it just, they take everything away from you, like from your soul to
Mhm.
energy, a spirit, name it. Like even half of your brain will come out. Like you
Everything.
can't, like
Everything. The pool
everything.
is drained and there's nothing
Yeah.
left. There's not even a
It's like,
drop left. Nothing.
mm-mm, nothing at all. And
Yeah.
so I mean, finding out all, like it was like a connecting the dots, like moving in with him and 6 months living with him and his daughter, just knowing that, whoa, what's happening here? And everything was just that was promised to me was not happening. None of the things that it was told, he told me, and just verbally telling me everything, words, none of them was put into action. They were all lie. And felt like I was just in a prison. I was living in a
Yeah.
prison with somebody, and then another person with the same personality. Like we're talking about now two people that are
Mhm.
attacking you, and like training everything against you, making you a
Yep.
crazy person. You're the problem. You're the impulsive one. You're this,
You are
you're
the
that.
problem.
Yeah, I'm the problem. They're perfect. Like they consider themselves a perfect people,
Yep.
and like all like I was like, wow, nobody's perfect. How is that? So, but it was just like really draining. It got to the end that to the point that, I thought I was going to get killed. Like what his daughter was doing, like destructive things, like lashing out, impulsiveness, like breaking windows, this, that. Like I
Yeah.
thought one day I'm gonna have a knife into my stomach and she's gonna kill me.
You're
And
a
then
nurse.
he
At
was
least you could have treated yourself. That's the good news. You're like, all right,
honestly, yes,
here we need.
right?
You got 8 sutures. All right, we got a
Yeah,
the wound is about this deep or so. Let's see if it any critical
exactly.
arteries. No, I'm okay. All right, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the fact that he was just supporting her, and just like supporting another narcissist in his family, that was crazy because you betraying me and just all the lies, like what's going on in here? Like, I was just really losing my mind, and I was completely in a survival mode a month ago, like up past 2 months, and I just like something like I was hearing things in the house that I my feeling was just you need to run, you need to
Mhm,
leave now. I
mhm,
like it's just like that's how I felt. Like I couldn't take any more pressure. I felt like I was just in a box with full of water. Like you can't even just breathe anymore. Like no matter what you do, like you can't get out until you just need to break it away. Like a prison, you need to get out. And I forget about all these. Like once you see that you've been stabbed a couple of times, like that motions, like everything just came out. Like there was nothing that was going to have. I got to the point that I didn't have any emotion anymore. I was like, oh, I don't care if this person get hit by a car now. Like, I mean, that's a sad thing to think of,
mhm,
but I was like, it make you think like really like, whoa, I don't want to even see this person anymore in my life. I don't want to ever even think about it, talk about it. This person doesn't exist to me anymore. Like, that's how bad it got. And I was like, that's it. And I just like everything after that just worked out so quickly for me, like finding a place to get out and like having a support, family, like friends, therapists, whatever. Like everything just came together to just really save me
mhm,
from this whole thing. It was just so scary. And I read so much about narcissism. I learned so much about it. And I think the reason it came to my life to just really um, teach me who I am and love myself even more than I learned to love myself in the past 2 years. Like give everything that you have, your energy, your love, compassion, empathy to yourself first. And then once you have yourself full 100% of those, then hopefully you will attract those people with that type of energy and you won't fall into that. And I think I haven't perhaps wasn't in that level yet, and that's why I was keep going back and then attracting that. And it's just now I'm like a bulletproof, like completely like nothing hurts me or bother me. Like I just got into the like feeling that I don't even need anyone like that in my life, or just cannot stand or tolerate any of those disrespect or any of this, like any of it, like no drama, nothing. And just surrounding myself with positive people, and knowing that you're worth it. You have to just follow your own value, and if it's not aligned with the other person, even it's one tiny bit, and that makes a
mhm.
huge difference because they're never going to change. They lie, they manipulate, they play the game, like very, very good tactical game. It's like I felt like it was just like a game, like even
Yeah.
like more difficult than chess. I felt like I was
It-
like, this is
yeah.
crazy.
Their entire life
No?
is one giant trauma response being acted
Yeah.
out constantly. It's like a machine running a program. It's almost like you're
Yeah.
talking to a GPT and
Mm-hmm.
has no capability of independent empathy. It has no
Yeah.
capability for real connection. It just runs the program. It just runs the program that's been programmed into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way you're dealing with anybody who's suffering from narcissism, and there's
Yep.
so many different types of narcissism, you're
Oh
literally
yeah.
talking and dealing with somebody who's running a program. You're not
Mm-hmm.
dealing with an actual human being who can emotionally meet you where you are or can even get outside of their own program. Like imagine
Mm-hmm.
talking to ChatGPT and saying, okay, tell me what it was like the first time you smelled a flower on a spring day. And what it will do is go through everything it's been programmed to tell you about what the sensation is like, but it can't actually tell you because it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know. The same way
Yep.
you're talking to a narcissist and you look them right in the eye and you say, what am I feeling right now? What are you feeling right now? Why does my feeling about this matter? Why does your
Mm-hmm.
feeling about this matter? Talk to me like I'm a human being. And they
Yeah.
glaze over. They'll just glaze over, and then like you'll see the way a GPT will talk to you. It's like, shh, okay, and then it immediately will start spitting out everything it knows that you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Everything it knows you want to hear,
Yeah.
but none of it is authentic.
Nope.
None of it. And you realize
Yeah.
this. When did you first realize that this is what you were dealing with?
I think when I saw the words wasn't matched the actions anymore, like I mean on and off was, but then I'm like, and I was always like trying to not make any drama out of it, to not try to make a big deal or make argument. I was just like moving on and just letting it go. I learned to let go and not argue, but really stupid minor thing. But then I realized, wow, that was disrespect and disvaluing me. Why did I put up with it? And when I realized that, and I think I feel like his daughter really showed me who he was. Like there was so much came out of she told me and expressing her feeling about me or him towards me, and knowing that we were kind of like about engaged and want to get married perhaps, and the insecurity and everything. It just like she brought the whole his whole like it's just so crazy, like the mask, just she took his mask off. I feel like she
Mm,
just took her own dad mask off and then let me to see it. And then even him showing that very slowly, like trying to make it the way that no, 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 don't even think this way, this is not who I am. I was just messing with you. I was just this is just a joke or whatever, like I'm like,
mhm,
all right, this is keep happening. Why these patterns are keep happening? If you don't mean it, if this is something that you're working on, like why does this keep happening? Same thing was keep repeating. And I was like, okay, I know that if I do something that is wrong, then I'm not going to like do the same thing to put myself in harm. But this person is keep doing it, and I thought, he loves me and I love him and I'm staying in this relationship to save the relationship. And then towards the end, I'm like, oh no, I think I am really like fell into this trap. And this was a trap. He tested me. I took the risk and he just wanted to control me, put me in this prison. I felt like I was a slave and a maid in there.
mhm,
Like I
mhm,
was, like he just wanted to take everything away I felt like I was going to lose my career and no support, and like just wanted me down, down, down. I felt like I was just, instead of upgrading, being with
mhm.
someone to grow in a relationship, I was like going down, like draining. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, there is no way that I'm going to put up with
Mhm.
it or tolerate. And then the funny thing is, he was shocked about it. I was like, oh, really? Seriously? Oh, I was like,
Always.
oh, you think I'm going to put up with that? Like maybe in the past I did, but I'm not the same person anymore. Because I
Yeah.
got more educated and I learned more and I've seen more things, paying attention more and thinking, all right, give you a last chance, and you took it for granted again. How could you do such a thing? And then I was like, you know what? You're a true narcissist and you're a covert narcissist. There are five types of narcissism that I learned.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is who you are. And it's like, of course, the
Mm,
response, silent treatment to protect themselves,
yep.
to just say, oh no, you're the problem. They give you silent no matter, they can go for a year with silent
Mm-mm.
and just make
No,
you think that you're the crazy one. And no, I'm not the crazy. I did the
you're
work
not.
up.
You're not the crazy one.
No,
It's a
I
really
was
interesting
crazy to
thing.
get into it, but
We're all crazy to get into it. It's funny because when we bring these people into our lives to begin with, when we attract them, we're coming from a very
yeah.
different level of consciousness than
Yes.
we arrive at after we're done with them. It's a very
Right.
different level. Like we wouldn't attract them into our lives today because we'd see
Mm-hmm.
it, we know it. We also have a sense of self-worth that we didn't have back then.
Yep.
And it's very interesting, the older I get, there's something that becomes super clear to me in that
Mm-hmm.
the world is a complicated place with a lot of complicated people, but one thing seems to be pretty clear is that you have one segment of the population, I truly believe, that came here to learn how to love themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
another that came here to learn how to love others.
Mm-hmm.
And on the extremes of these polarities, you have the extreme empath and the narcissist. And the empath has real no problem at all loving others, no problem at all serving others, no problem at all bending over backwards, whatever you need, I got you, people pleasing, all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
All kinds of problems loving themselves, all kinds
Mhm.
of issues. I'm not worthy of this. I'm worthy of whatever garbage I get and find. And then the
Mhm.
narcissist is the complete opposite. The narcissist has no problem loving themselves, has no problem showering themselves
Mhm.
with praise, doing whatever they got to do for themselves, but couldn't give a damn about anybody else.
Mm-mm.
Even as much as they pretend to, they don't care. You live your diet, whatever. As long as you
Yep.
serve them, that's your purpose and you're good.
Exactly.
And it's
Yep.
interesting because they attract each other perfectly because the empath has such a low self-esteem and a
Mhm.
low opinion of themselves and a belief that whatever bad thing
Yep.
comes to me, well, I probably deserve it.
Yeah.
And the narcissist is like,
Exactly.
ooh, I'm the bad thing. I'm coming at you.
Yeah.
And they know that you're never going to call them out and that you're going to
Mhm.
be their supply forever, forever. And they'll feed
Mhm.
off you like a parasite. So they all the narcissists get
Mhm.
attracted to all the empaths.
Yep.
And then it creates this entanglement, which just feeds both. And the problem is, that the empath develops even more issues with self-love
Mhm.
because the
Yeah.
narcissist, what do? They put you down all the time.
Mhm.
They take cheap shots and they say, we're just kidding. It's not a joke. And
Mhm.
it's cruel and
Yep.
it's mean. They devalue you at every turn. And
Mhm.
then they dig in deeper into their own narcissism because the empath never puts them in their place, never calls them out, indulges it, says, no, no, I know they're good underneath that. I can save them. I can help them.
Yep.
And it fuels them. And so you put up with all their crap and it
Mhm.
blows up their head even more. So both sides get even more polarized in the
Mhm.
relationship. The empath goes further here, the narcissist goes further here, but something magical happens, like it did with you, like it did with
Yep.
me and some others. When you finally
Yeah.
wake up from the spell and
Mhm.
you see it and you recognize it and you break free, you realize they have no
Yeah.
power over you anymore.
Yeah.
And then you finally
Exactly.
learn self-love. When did that
Oh
happen for
yeah.
you? What was the moment when you stepped back into yourself?
So there was an incident that happened there. That it was just so shocking to me with his daughter, like very destructive, involved police and everything. And I felt terrified. And that was the third time. I'm like, all right, the first time she apologized. Second, all right, you apologize. All right. The third one, I'm like, that's it. Like, I'm like, no, I need to run. I just felt that I was not safe anymore. He was not protecting me. He didn't care. And he just showed me, like, basically, it's like, oh, whatever happens, happens. Like, this is what you have to deal with. And then when I just left for a night, and then the next day, something just told me like, you need to get out. Like, and I found the place like less than 24 hours. That was a
Wow.
shocking thing to me. That I just looked up a place to just find a place in less than 24 hours. Like everything just worked out fast. As soon as I made that decision, I need to leave. It
Mhm.
just like I felt like something was telling me you should have already been gone. What are you doing here? Like, you really gonna put up with this again? Like, and I had even a second thought that to give him a chance. I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? Like, no, I then those self-doubt came again because he was just trying to play that game again. I was like, I'm not playing, I'm not doing this, because I saw exactly how he showed me, like, if he can protect me. Or I just felt like, wow, all this time it was not about me, it was all about him. This whole thing was just fake. The mask came up, I exposed him, and he just didn't know what to say. He just couldn't even, like, didn't know what to say. And then the funny thing is, like, at the end, oh, okay, uh all right, I'm sorry for this whole thing that like, just like, and I know that he was not sorry. He was sorry for himself. It was just like I couldn't accept anything that he was saying. I was like, they're all lie. I was betrayed. Like everything that was just said to me, I couldn't believe it anymore. There was nothing that I could believe except just believing in myself, what I feel, and I need to get out and just
Yeah.
forget about the whole thing and leave it. And the more I was saying, of course, I'm getting more silent, like, because you've been exposed, like, and then the other party is the other, like, of course, after she was exposed, and she just went to a complete silent, that no accountability. They don't want to take responsibility for their
Mhm.
behavior. They just want to shift it back to, oh, you're the crazy one. You're
Always
the one. Yeah.
gaslight
So I
you
was
and yeah.
like, yep, all of
Mhm.
it. So
Mhm.
I had all of them, from gaslighting to manipulation to
Mhm.
every single symptoms of narcissism. I
Yeah.
had it. And the more I'm researching and the more I'm talking to friends, therapists, like, all right, you need to run now.
Yeah.
This is it. Because do you want to end up in a mental hospital, or what do you want to do? You have two choices. So you want to go back there, go to that prison, end up in a mental hospital or dead, or you need to run and just forget
Mm.
about this whole thing, because this whole thing is fake. You need to accept it. I had to accept it. When I accepted that the whole thing was fake and what I saw was real, and I basically woke up. Yeah, I did wake,
Yeah.
like completely woke up. I was like, whoa, this was the last thing that I expected it. And I feel like I was put in there for, I don't know. I feel like the whole thing happened for a reason, for me to see it, because I wanted, I guess, to see it. And I seen it and I believed it. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, just cut it off. Like, not believing it anymore. And no matter what, the person gonna come say whatever. That's not happening. It's
Now, let me
just.
ask you this, April. If you have to look back at your life and you look at three different components, you look at before the narcissist, during the
Mm-hmm.
narcissist, and after the narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
How would you compare your level of self-love and self-appreciation and strength from before you met this person to where you are today?
Oh my God. It's just like at 100% now. Like, I feel like the beginning, like, really, I came out of a divorce. It was just a bad timing. The whole thing, I was just broken. Didn't really work on myself much and fell into this trap. And then during it, it was just like a lot of low self-esteem, attachment style was just bad, like, and
Mm.
anxious, completely anxious. And now, like, oh my God, high confidence, complete, secure, like way stronger than I was, like, in the past 2 years that I decided to kind of go back and forth, like triple. Like, I feel like even now, no matter what, like, I even have no fear. Like right now, jumping over the bridge. That's how I feel. Like, completely, like, uh my adrenaline I guess is way up. Like, it's just like I can do probably skydiving now. That's how I feel, like so much confident that I can do this. That's how I feel like, and I'm continuing to work on it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm giving all this compassion and empathy, love that I missed in the past 5 years, that I realized that I was just not giving myself enough, and I was just keep giving it to somebody that was not appreciating, took me for granted, all of them to myself, like completely full, like, and that's where I want to be. And I think, yeah, there was the whole reason, I guess, just God, I guess, wanted me to be stronger and have more strain in order to deal with the next person perhaps that is going to come along. um you know
Well, I'm going to put this
so
graphic up here. I love that, by the way. And we show this backstage, but
yeah.
we have
This is
hurdles
awesome.
here. And I think this is apropos for your story, April, and for anybody out there who's dealt with a narcissist or dealt with one of these cluster B personality types, and
Mhm.
borderlines are also within that thing too. And I'll say this: if you think narcissists are nightmares to deal with, I'll just leave it right there. They are the junior varsity compared to
Mhm.
their cluster B partners in crime. But anyway, so what you have here are hurdles on a racetrack, right? And I always say, imagine your soul is, up there in a higher vibration of existence, unified field, perfectio, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's running around and around and around on a flat track. It's a flat track, and eventually you're going to kind of hit your limit as to how fast you can run, what you can develop, and what you're going to do. At some point, you're going to want to challenge yourself. It is the nature of all creation to expand and to grow and to learn. And at some point, you're going to say, this track is not enough. I need a challenge. So why don't I put some hurdles on this track? Now, at first, you're going to try to jump the hurdles and you're going to fall on your face and you're going to look like an idiot and you're going to scrape your knee and you might sprain your thumb, which I did riding my bike once, would not recommend. And you're going to have all kinds of interesting experiences that are not going to be pleasant. And while it's happening, you're going to be in a situation where you raise your fist to the heavens and you scream, why me? Why is this happening? And you're going to feel like you're in hell, because you probably will be in hell while it's happening. But you're also going to get good. You're going to learn eventually how to navigate those hurdles. You're going to learn how to jump over them. And each time you try, you're going to jump a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher. And you're going to go a little faster and you're going to be a little stronger. And your legs are going to develop more musculature, more strength, more explosiveness. Your athleticism is going to soar. And next thing you know, someone's going to bring a new hurdle and you can do that even better. But it wouldn't have happened without the hurdles. I am absolutely beyond the shadow of a doubt convinced, which means I'm probably wrong, but I am truly, truly convinced these narcissists come into our lives to be the hurdles on our soul's racetrack. Truly. That is, I mean, I truly believe that narcissists come here to be the hurdles on our soul's racetrack, because ultimately we cannot scale these hurdles unless we've put them in front of us to begin with. And we put them in front of us because we need to grow and expand. So April, I'm listening to what you're telling me about who you are today versus who you were before. Before, you sounded like somebody who's just running around on a flat track. And then this person comes along and he's the hurdles and you're tripping and you're crashing and it's all kinds of and then you learn how to get better. And now you're the high jumper who's also the fast runner. And now you can do anything.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, I don't think I ever thought that it would get to this. Like, I really couldn't even predict it, or just even thinking that. I thought, oh, okay, now everything is great, like, all right, this is my person and everything worked out. Like, and then all of a sudden it's like crash. Like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this real or I'm dreaming? Like, like, and I just realized something in myself. It's like, oh my God, it's like, this is just, I gotta get rid of this. Like, I have to keep myself, being positive and give all of those energy and everything back to myself. Like, I'm completely, like, I think it changed. I'm actually thanking him for this whole thing. I don't think anyone should regret any bad relationship, because it's either experience or lesson. And I think for me it was a huge lesson, very good lesson. Not only made me stronger, taught me something, and also now wants me to inspire other people, empower other people to never give up in love and continue, being who you are, never change yourself, have your empathy, be loving, give all of those back to yourself, and then to be able to attract that same person, because never doubt yourself, and just really finding your own identity and knowing who you are. It's just, sometimes other people need to come to destroy you so you can find yourself. And I think that's what happened. Like, he had to come destroy me in order for me to find my real self, and then just feeling so happy and like really at peace, honestly, completely peace, that I feel like, oh, okay, I don't even feel like I need someone in my life, because I feel just nothing will matter to you than a peace when you go through that huge roller coaster with them. It's like dragging you, like, it's just crazy. Like, and I felt that, and I felt like I was hit by a truck, and now I'm back up, and it just like, like, the healing process will take time. And but I am still gonna be who I am. I'm not gonna change myself because of someone that did this to me, and I just leave them to God and karma, and I wish them luck, and that's it. Never ever come near me, because I am completely bulletproof now. So it's not nothing gonna change my mind about it.
Don't tempt the cop by saying you're bulletproof, because they
Oh
might get
no,
money.
no, no,
Okay,
yeah, that temptation, yes.
I know. So there's a few things I want to do. So while we're here, for those watching, anybody out there who may not know if they're in a relationship with a narcissist, so I'm going to highlight a few things to keep an eye out for. And these are things that immediately, if they happen, open your eyes and start asking questions. First thing, love bombing. This will be very unsettling. And well, not at first. At first, it'll be amazing. It's like, I'm the center of this person's world. They think I'm amazing. They think I'm this. They think I'm that. They're going to show up with compliments and flowers. Like, everything you do will be the greatest thing they've ever seen. Everything you say will be the most amazing thing they ever heard. Everything you wear looks amazing on you. You look gorgeous. You look phenomenal. And you are the most beautiful person they've ever met. You're the most intelligent person they've ever met. You're the most compassionate person they've ever met. And they'll tell you this repeatedly. Repeatedly. They'll tell you you're the best friend they ever had. The best person they've ever known. And how could they have been so lucky to find somebody like you? That sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Really good. It's like
Yep.
crack. It's like, damn,
So
that's
real. Yeah.
good. That's good. If that happens, my friends, run. That is not normal. Now, compliments are great. Praise is great when it's effusive, over the top, consistent, and it's not aligned with anything you've done, said, or been. And if you've done this in the relationship with them, maybe you wore a nice outfit once, you said one insightful thing, you said one funny thing. If they're meeting you here, maybe even a little bit here, that's great. If they're meeting you here with that, something's off. You've known them for 3 days, they're already telling you you're the most amazing person. Watch out. I'm just another one. Zero empathy. Now, they won't show this to you in the beginning about you, but watch how they talk about other people who are going through things. Keep an eye on how they talk about other people. Keep an eye on how they treat other people. Keep an eye on the way that they respond to other things happening around them, because eventually it will come back around to you. If they're not empathetic with anybody but you, major red flag. Major, because by the way, they're only pretending to have empathy with you. They don't actually have any empathy for you at all. They have no empathy for anybody at all. This is the big one, though, my friends. No accountability at all. Whenever you confront them with anything, if they immediately get defensive and they flip it around and it's all your fault, all the time, unconditionally, if you never even hear so much as, you know what, you're right, I screwed up, I'm sorry, I'll do better, I shouldn't have done that, my bad, I'm sorry that hurt you, I'm sorry to, and even worse is when they say, I'm sorry, but, because whatever comes next gets rid of the I'm sorry. The I'm sorry never happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm sorry, but here's why it's really you're the fault. Here's why you're really the issue. Here's why you're the problem. Here's why I actually am totally off the hook and did nothing wrong. What they're saying is, I'm sorry I got called out. They're not actually sorry at all. At all. Now, April, you had a covert narcissist, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I want to talk about the difference here between the two. There's many types. There's two main types, though, and I think these are the ones to keep an eye on. So the covert narcissist is the one who's very charming. This is the one who, it's very important how they're perceived by other people. So they're never going to show any actual vulnerability to anybody. Never. They're always the one who's got their shit together. They're always the one who's like put together. They're always the one who's the authority on everything. Like, they're never going to say, listen, I'm having a bad day. Listen, I'm not doing great right now. I need a little bit of help. You're never going to see that. They're always the one who's like strong and put together and like everything is great. And they show no weakness, nothing. That's the covert narcissist. And behind closed doors is when the monster will come out. But to the public, to everybody else, they're going to be perfect and pristine. The malignant narcissist, that was the treat that I got a chance to deal with. This one, thankfully, can't hide the mask very long, because this is somebody who just is like a human wrecking ball. And they are out there to they're like a almost like a monster that, like from like an 80s movie, is just there to destroy. They're like the destroyer, like from a Ghostbusters movie. They're just a destroyer. And they just destroy everything in their path. Everything. They're the kind of person who will constantly say horrible things about you, about everybody you know, about everybody else. I mean, horrible, horrible, horrible things. They have the shortest tempers and they have the craziest fuses, and they will explode on you for everything. They have the thinnest skin. They can take zero criticism, zero. And they will threaten you if you criticize them with anything. And the difference really between the malignant narcissist and the covert narcissist is, once the covert narcissist is exposed, in your case, April, they go in hiding and they shut down and they because they're exposed. Exactly. That's what they're afraid of. The malignant narcissist is the complete opposite. They'll go on the rampage.
Oh boy.
They will try to destroy the person who exposed them. And they will never forget who exposed them. They will never forget who left them. These are people who become stalkers. These are people who become truly unhinged. And they live for drama, and they live for conflict, and they live for trouble, and they will never forget you. And this is like, and they will like become like psychotically obsessed with you and anybody else who ever called them out. because you ruin their house of cards. So like you go from like their best friend to their worst enemy, like that. So if you're dealing with that person, here's what I would recommend. There's something called the gray rock strategy. This has also worked for people who are borderline and have similar type of pathologies. So if you're dealing with a person who you just can't get rid of, a person who, let's say you broke up a romantic relationship, but they won't leave you alone. They're texting you like 100 times a day. They're creating like new names to text you with. They're creating new numbers to call you with, like truly unhinged stuff. Never feed it. Never fight back. Never threaten to call the cops. Like none of that's going to work. It's only going to make it worse. What you got to do, you got to gray rock them. And what does that mean? Think about a gray rock. It's like a boring thing. Doesn't invoke any emotion. So they reach out, like you just say, okay, fine, cool. Because they want a fight. They need, it's like a car. It needs gasoline to run on. Their gasoline is drama, and their gasoline are intense responses. They need that to fuel the vehicle. If you don't give them gasoline, the vehicle can't run. And ultimately they'll get bored with you and move on to another target who will do that. So gray rock, if you deal with one of these kind of people who's just nuts and unhinged and will not leave you alone, gray rocking is the absolute best thing that you can do. I wish you luck if you have yourself in this situation. And April, I'm sorry that you were in this, but I feel like you've become such an amazing and radiant person. I didn't know you before this person, but I know you now. And I mean, it's incredible what you've done. So kudos to you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely my friends noticed like living with him a month ago, you know, being there and like the way I sounded and everything. Like, and recently talking to my friend, I was like, oh my God, you sound so much better. And we are so happy for you. And, you know, they know me very well. Like, they know by my sounds, like, what's wrong, what's not wrong. And, you know, they were always trying to warn me, but I'm like, I had to see it to believe it. You know, sometimes other people can see it better than you, even though they may not know the person. But it's just because you kind of get blinded, you know, like you get fogged, your brain gets fogged with all this information they put into your head, and then you just consumed by all their energy. It just really affect you. And that's what's I guess been happening to me until it got to the point that I thought I was going to lose my job and my mind, like my whole mental health. And then and then you also feel, I think I felt that throughout the whole 5 years, I think I've been getting sick a lot. And I noticed that this sickness was another sign of that. Like, and I paid attention to it, but I'm like, and then, I was like, gosh, I got every sign that I could, and then kind of keep stepping over it until it got to the point that my life, I felt like was in danger, that I had to run. And I wish no one to wait to get to that. It's like, I think the best thing, just like, when you see something, believe it, this is who they are. They're never going to change, and it's going to get even worse. So just run, like you said, just run.
Just run.
Honestly.
And something else to keep an eye out there, folks. So if you're in a relationship with a narcissist and you break it off, this is what's going to come next. It's something called hoovering they do.
Yep.
Think about a Hoover vacuum, right? It's just coming to suck you back in.
Yep.
And they are going to come back with all kinds of bullshit apologies that are not sincere at all. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear because in their mind, this is a chemical thing too. This is the same way that somebody who's addicted to a substance will do anything to get that substance if they have to go cold turkey. Anything. So if somebody's a heroin addict and suddenly they're cut off from their supply of heroin, cut off, like that's it. Imagine they have heroin every day for years. And then one day the heroin just is gone and they can't get a hold of it. And they see a dealer down the street who's walking away from them. And the dealer left them because they said some bad things to the dealer. They're going to run down the street as fast as they can. And they're going to get down on their hands and knees. And they're going to tell the dealer anything the dealer wants to hear. They're going to say how sorry they are, how much they love them. I'll do anything for you. All I want is my hit. Anything. Just come back to me, please. Anything. I'm so sorry. I never should have said that. I never should have done that. And then you come back because they look so sincere, like little puppy dogs. They're like little puppy dogs. And they're like, look at the eyes. I'm so sorry. And like you feel bad because, again, the empath has a big heart. And the empath has a sensitivity to human suffering. And the empath, and especially you, April, as a nurse,
Oh
every
yeah.
day you are wired to alleviate human suffering,
Exactly.
not
Yep.
to double down on it. So you see human emotional suffering, you're like, well, I have to fix
Yep.
that. I have to fix
Yep.
that. The same way you
Exactly.
see a patient who's in pain, like I have to fix that. I have to help them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And this is what they do, my friends. They're going to prey on you with this hoovering.
Yep.
They are not changed. They are simply
Mm-hmm.
somebody who lost their fix.
Yep.
Remember that you are holding the needle with the heroin, and they are chasing you down, not for you,
Mm-hmm.
for the heroin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because as long as the empath is with the narcissist, they don't have to take a look inside. They don't
Yeah.
have to fix their own pathologies. They don't have to ask the tough questions. They don't have to do any of that because you're there. You're the crutch, and
Mm-hmm.
you have the beautiful gift of taking them outside of themselves, the same way the heroin does. The person on the street who shooting up heroin, I have truly deep sympathy for. I really do, and I don't say this at all to disparage people who are suffering from addiction, but it's the same type of thing. As long as the heroin is in the arm and it's shooting up, you don't have to feel the pain that
Mm-hmm.
took you to the needle to begin with. You don't have to feel it, which is why they're desperate for it again. If you have to go without that heroin, suddenly you have to face that pain and you have nothing to take it up. Nothing. It's just you and the pain. Same thing with the narcissist. The minute you walk away, they have to look in the mirror and they hate what they see. They pretend they love it, they hate it. So that's why they need you back. Because if they look at you, you're not the mirror. You're just the person who's given them all the fixes and all that kind of stuff. So beware the hoovering, my friends. Beware the
Yep.
hoovering. You experienced it, April. You know.
Oh yeah, I've seen it all. I mean, it's a funny thing, something I remembered. Even the picture, I remember taking a picture. It's like their smile is so fake. Like you can't even tell. Like they're not just happy. They're not a happy
Mm.
people, and they just want to take other people happiness, energy, and everything from you. And they're just like a vampire. I feel
Yeah,
like just
energy
sucking all
vampires.
everything out.
It's like a black hole, like
Yep.
in space. A black hole is so powerful that not even light can escape a black hole. That's how
Yep.
powerful it is. And if you're around, no matter how
Yeah.
much light you have around a narcissist, they will suck you in to that
Mm-hmm.
black hole of darkness, to that
Yeah.
black hole of hatred and self-pity and just misery. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll feel it. And then again, like you said, April, you'll lose yourself
Yeah.
over time. You'll start
Yep.
to question reality. You'll start to question your own life. You'll
Mm-hmm.
question everything.
Yeah.
Because once you're in hell, you start to wonder, was heaven even a thing? Did that even exist? Or
Yeah.
have I always been in hell? Right? Like
Exactly.
reality doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. And another thing I learned, like I think in the past I didn't have much boundaries. Like, you should not just say yes to everything. Just have a boundary and know your time is really valuable. So like it's like testing it. I think
Mhm.
there's just a lot of things that people can do to test this type of people to find out if they are that type of personality that they have or not. Like, just keeping the boundaries is like you said, they get defensive and they get a little crazy about it. This whole thing, like there's just so many ways to test them
Yeah.
to find out if they are really narcissists. I mean, with knowing there are 5 types, like eh, I mean, they could be, like you said, charming at the beginning, all of it, and they're just so real. Like you
Oh
just
yeah.
like,
Very
and I
charming in
think,
the beginning.
yeah, and I think the person that is, I think like, myself, I was very low, you know, confident and not much security. I had, my attachment style was very insecure. But now, like, I don't think I will ever fall into it. I don't even like, I don't need the compliment or validation or
Mm.
anything. And when they give me that, it's kind of a question mark in my head. I was like, oh, how could this person be so insecure saying, like, it depends, like there's somebody that keeps saying it's like trying to love bomb me. Like, why would you say that?
Mm.
It's like, if, like even I compliment someone, they should not be keep flattering about like whatever.
Mm.
Like if someone is very confident, they would really react and show
Mm.
they're confident. Their action and their expression, everything will show they're, confident. And you can tell, like, I think I really picked out a lot. Like, I learned, like, I feel like I can just really read body language and just knowing every movement, what is that person is, not to kind of being obsessed about it, but it's just like really paying attention to this type of people. So kind of like save yourself and protect yourself. from that type of energy and people, because it's very harmful mentally, physically, will just destroy you. Like, and nobody should ever go through that. Like, really got to be cautious,
It's
honestly. Like,
tough. It's really tough. And,
yeah,
it's interesting, right? Because I feel like there's a paradox happening, and where it's like two things are true at the exact same time, where
yeah,
on one hand, nobody deserves this, but on the other hand, if they come here, like, and again, talking about like on a greater spiritual level, if they come here to be
mm-hmm,
a catalyst for you, to
mm-hmm,
really help you get through whatever you're trying to get through in life.
mm-hmm.
My buddy Chris Malazewski's here. What's happening, Chris? Chris has been through some stuff too, and Chris is a founder of a great organization called Walk Tall. Chris is a survivor of a mass shooting,
Oh my
the
God,
July 4th
I'm
shooting in
sorry.
Chicago a few years ago, and
Wow.
so Chris really understands, like on a deep level, what it looks like when you have those hurdles on the track in front of you, and what it means to learn how
Mm-hmm.
to scale those hurdles and make a mission out of it. And it's Chris, you inspire me, brother. You do, man. Seriously, you keep doing what you're doing. Walk tall, for real. Everybody out there, like, check out Chris, check out Walk Tall. It's amazing. They're doing amazing things out there. And we all have these different things in life that happen to us. And
Yeah,
you going through this relationship, and you've been through a lot of other stuff in life too, certainly. And
yeah.
but you're here, and your soul is still shining. And that takes a
Thank
lot
you.
for you, for Chris, for other
Yeah,
people who go through a lot of things, to still
yeah,
show up with that light
yep.
instead of that just bitterness. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody would blame you for it. See, that's the thing.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Nobody would, April. Nobody.
No, nobody. I mean, I'm not blaming myself either, because I chose this. We have choices in life, and, we make the choice, we have the chances, we choose. So
Yep.
I'm like, there are three C's that I always believe: choose, chance, choices. Like, and I did all those three. I'm like, well, I learned something out of it. I became strong. So I'm not gonna regret, and next time, I don't think I'm gonna let that happen, or I'm gonna walk into that again, because being in your 40s, like by now, I should know what's going on. I should not keep getting trapped. And if I do that, then that's my problem. There's a pattern that we should not be keep repeating. We should just really find out why we keep repeating this pattern. And for me, like, I'm learning now, it's like digging from past to childhood to everything. It's like, why do I feel this way? Why do I think that way? Why do I make this choice? Why am I choosing this? Like, I think you kind of just like keep working on yourself, and just, finding, the more I find about myself, then I feel like I'm like having less of these people coming to my life. And it's okay,
Absolutely.
honestly. Like, like, I prefer to have one friend that
Mm,
just like talk to me over the phone. They're 8,000 miles away, than someone that's going to be here every day and keep giving me drama and be fake. And, like, I just can't. Like, your peace becomes like you're like something that you always want to hold on to. That is just like, that's how I became. It's like, oh my God, I appreciate, I became so grateful in every minute of my life right now, just waking up and like saying, thank God for this peace that I have and everything that I still have. And I have myself together. And I don't need that person, and I don't need this and that. It's like nothing is just better than that. Like, you got to be able to control your own everything. Just be in control of yourself and know that you're worth it. You're human. Yes, we all make mistake, but we learn. These are all
not me. I
lesson,
don't
and
make
I
mistakes.
think, yeah,
I'm
definitely
perfect.
a valuable. We all make mistakes. So if you don't, then there is no,
I
whatever
make
life.
25 mistakes a day, at least closer to 50.
We all
Yeah.
do every day, but I think relationship mistake is I think it's a very tough one. It takes long. Like, I mean, divorce, I've been through divorce once, and my friend is going through a second divorce, and that's even worse. Just very tough for her. And it's a lot of things. So, I think it's just being human. And these people with that type of disorder, honestly, I don't know. I don't like to judge, and then kind of like keep saying anything negative, but I feel like, like you said, they're there for in our life to teach us, I think,
Yeah.
something. And if they're not, then how are we gonna live our life and live and learn?
We can't. Without the hurdles,
So,
you don't learn how to jump,
yep.
and it's like all things. If you believe, and
Yeah.
not everyone believes this, and that's fine. I don't that honestly, and I mean this when I say this, I don't care what anybody believes. Like I truly don't. I actually love the fact that everybody has different perspectives on the grand questions. To me, that makes life more interesting. To me, it'd be so boring if all 8 billion of us believe the exact same thing. And there's just nothing to discuss at that point, nothing to, but my belief anyway, is that
Mm-hmm.
we come together as energy strands. Some call them souls, spirits, whatever. I don't care about the terminology. To ultimately say, okay, we're going to come into this life, this earth, this body, this matrix, whatever you want to call it, and these are the experiences we're going to have. We'll have free will within that to, like a soul's road trip, and we'll go from here to here, but we can take different detours and stop at different places and different hotels. And
Mm-hmm.
we're not set on which hotels we're going to stop or food we're going to eat. But as we do this, we're going to do this together. Now, I'm probably going to hate your guts when I run into you somewhere in the middle of the country, like we're going to be in Iowa, and we're going to have our eyes bleed watching Iowa football try to play offense. And I'm only saying that because Chris is here. And you have this situation where you say, yeah, but you know what? But doing that will make me appreciate watching good offensive football when I get further out west. So it's like only through this experience can I learn what a horrible experience is,
Yeah.
so I can understand what beauty is, what friendship is, what grace is. And for
Mm-hmm.
narcissists,
Exactly.
you can really learn self-love in a way after being with them that you never could learn beforehand. So my friend, I'll use the name Adam. I would say to myself, whenever I enjoyed some success in life and I felt like I might have been getting a bit of a big head, I would say this one little phrase to myself. I say DBA, DBA, which means don't be Adam. Don't be Adam. Don't be Adam. Because what would Adam do in that situation if Adam got a little bit of success? He'd broadcast it to the whole world. He'd be walking around with his chest puffed out, telling everybody about it and say, yeah, I did this. What did you do? You didn't do anything. You suck. You're a loser. You're this, you're that. Look how amazing I am. And it's so off-putting. And then I realized what that looks like in a person. And then it told me DBA, DBA, DBA. And it kept me humble,
Mm-hmm.
tremendously humble in a way I would not have been. I'll tell you honestly, I would not have been that humble had I not been through that
Mm-hmm.
experience with that individual who showed
Yeah.
me what being lost in your ego looks like, who
Mm-hmm.
showed me what malignant narcissism and the need to tear down everybody else looks like. I
Mm-hmm.
would not have appreciated humility or
Mm-hmm.
grace had I not had that experience. And it was a hellish, hellish experience, truly a
Wow.
hellish experience, as you know.
Yeah.
But it was that.
I'm
And same
sorry.
with Chris going through that kind of a trauma. I see the work that Chris does now. I know he wouldn't be doing Walk Tall or any of this or helping people through traumatic situations if he hadn't gone through that. Maybe something else would have happened, but I know that he started Walk Tall and all the beautiful work he's doing because of that experience. He's changing
Mm-hmm.
lives because of that experience. April, you're changing lives.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tell me,
Yeah.
has it impacted how you work with patients, even just having been through all this?
I mean, definitely, I'm just like I said, trying to be who I am and not thinking that, we deal with a lot of clients that are veteran with a lot of trauma, PTSD and everything. And so I'm keeping the compassion and just who I am and treating everyone pretty much the same with the compassion, with the empathy and everything. That's what I do. So I'm just like, even if they say something and I just know that I understand, because yes, they go through things, I don't know everything, but I'm just going to continue to have the empathy and compassion, just be respectful and mindful of what they're going through, kind of just thinking positive, nothing negative, or like I should not be projecting what I went through to another person that I see a same similar behavior.
Yeah.
And I'm very watching for that, very mindful about my behavior, like around people like that, and just trying to control that to not think as the other person, because not everybody's are like that. So there's just so
Yeah.
many people out there that they're really real people, and they may have some trauma and have some projection towards one another, but I'm gonna keep I am continuing to be who I am, and they always like love that. Like I always put this smile on their face, and traveling 1,000 miles away, different places to see these people, and they're just like very surprised, like, "Whoa, you came for me!" And like if they have a bad day, just turning the whole thing to a good day, and just continuing to inspire being positive, and I'm not letting anything that what I went through to, bring, bad positive,
Mm,
negativity throughout my career. So I'm turning this completely, to a positive thing. And, as far as my career, being studying a behavioral science, graduating soon, and like I'm even thinking of, oh my God, what else I can do in the community to do more to inspire other people and make awareness. Like, and I just love it. And I feel like maybe this is where I need to be, and it's just taking me somewhere, I guess. And I'm following it, so I'm learning a lot. So yeah,
I love that
definitely.
for you. I do.
Thank you.
I think of my
Mm.
friend Claudia Wyatt, and I don't know if she's watching this or not, but I'm going to give her a shout anyway because I love Claudia. She's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so Claudia is a wonderful speaker, and she talks a lot about your purpose in life and how your purpose is often found through the greatest trials that you go through the most intense difficulties that you suffer through. And she's been through quite a lot too. And
Mm-hmm.
how do you turn that into something that can help others? And the intersection of your most difficult trial in life and your greatest passion, that becomes your purpose. Like that's where it meets and that becomes
Mm-hmm.
the thing. So I see
Right.
this with you, and I see this with me, and I see it with Chris and so many other people who've been through all these
Mm-hmm.
different things. And how do you use that ultimately to say, well, that's it. That's
Yep.
it. And like Chris said, if you didn't go through that, be a drone in a business. And so would I.
Yep.
You better believe I would be. No offense to all the drones out there on LinkedIn. Love you guys.
Yeah. I mean,
And yeah, imperative topic. This is why we're talking about it. It's because so many people out there are dealing with this, and particularly with social media, there has been such a rise in narcissism right
yeah,
now, and
a lot.
we're drowning in it right now. And now, on the other hand, it's also overused. People, it's like everybody's ex is a narcissist now somehow. um, I don't know how that happened, but they say
Yeah.
if everybody's ex is a narcissist, then nobody's ex is a narcissist. You know what I mean? It can't be everybody, but there are definitely more of them than there used to be. And
Yeah.
Claudia is awesome for sure. And
Yeah.
I learned a lot from her, and I learned a lot from you, April, tonight.
Thank you.
And
I
I hope
appreciate
others
that.
watching have as well.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I could hear other people who just speak up, and I would hear them what they're gonna say. But this is honestly an honor, and thank you for your time. This was great, really, to kind of talk about it. And I mean, I'm really thinking of everyone that I went through, including you. And it's just very sad thing, but we all came out of it strong, so that's a positive thing. We're gonna keep continuing to be positive and
Yeah.
inspire others, to be aware and just to not fall into this, and never blame yourself. It's like I
No.
don't think I ever feel guilty fall into it. I don't
Mm.
blame, like,
Yeah.
because I know myself that I didn't do anything wrong, and I just was myself. I was real. I
Mhm.
was just real, and the person didn't deserve it, and not taking you for advantage and for granted. And one day we'll return to them in a different way, and it's gonna be it's not gonna be good. So
No.
but
So accused of being a fame chaser. That's brutal, man. Being a fame chaser. God. These days, everyone's a fame chaser. That's why I got off of social media for a few months. I got tired of the game. But honestly, I'm glad to
yeah,
be back from a place of service. And I mean that because being back
yeah,
on LinkedIn gives me an opportunity to have live streams like this
yeah.
and have wonderful people like April to come on
Thank you.
and share her
Same
story
here.
and hopefully inspire
Mhm.
at least one person out there. So, you know what? You're dealing with this, but you're not alone. And there is hope and
Yeah.
there is light on the other side of dealing with a narcissist. So just know that.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
April, what would you tell somebody who's either in a relationship with a narcissist right now or just getting through it? What is the closing piece of advice you would give them?
I would say, keep educating yourself about this type of behavior. And I think the more you know, the more you're gonna be accepting and understanding that what it is. And it's just kind of like paying attention. Just remember all the things that it's negatively impact you, and not thinking, ruminating about, oh, the fantasy, all these emotions, because emotions blocking, and it's just completely making you foggy, not able to think straight and logically. So like just think of all the things that, like, write down what are your values, and then just looking at everything that that person been treating you, is that like aligned with yours? Like, how have you been treated? Like, is this what you want to be treated as? Like, who are you? Like, honestly, just like evaluating that, and figuring it out, like where you at, where you want to be. And because it's a game, like, and this game can go even for 10 years. Like, I could have stayed another 5 years, but I saved myself. I'm like, oh no, like, this is just like, if you're going through it, just evaluate the relationship and just make the best decision that is for you, good for you, whatever is best for you, not for the other person. Like, and just working on yourself. And therapist is great, talking to friends, family support is very important to have. And just need to accept that, what you want out of your life and who you are, and just and stay positive. And if you feel it, that you're unhappy, you're always crying, you feel always anxious and agitated, and if you know that's not who you are, then you know that it's another person affecting you. So it's a person that in your life
Or
affecting
the
you. So
Mets.
just
Sorry. I had to get it.
yeah,
I'm
so
sorry. I'm sorry, April.
that's okay.
That's what they do to me,
So
but I can't break up with
I'm
him because
sorry.
I take the abuse every year and I can't walk away.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no, don't. Yeah, do not fall in for any of those. Like, I
no.
think it's just
Mm-mm.
evaluating relationship and stepping back, and knowing what's best for us, and just listening to our guts and feeling. And really, that's the main thing. I think we need to believe what we see and hear and feel. And I think these are the main important things that I learned. And I would advise that everyone to really pay attention to those. So
I think it's great advice. So anybody out there
thank
watching
you.
this, just know that you're not alone. Seriously, and I know you might know
Yeah.
that conceptually, you're truly not alone. There is life and light on the other side of this. You
Yeah.
don't deserve this. This may be happening for your soul's growth. You may have arranged this
Mhm.
on the other side. Doesn't mean you are worthy of being mistreated, because you're not. You've
Yeah.
experienced the growth, you've experienced the contrast, you've experienced the hurdles. Now it's time to knock the hurdles down, jump over it, get to the other side, walk away, reclaim yourself, walk tall.
Exactly.
April, you're the best. Thank you so
Yep.
much. Chris,
Thank
thanks
you.
for
I
joining us. Everybody
appreciate
else
it.
on Team
Thank you,
Replay,
everyone, for having
love
me.
you. Be good,
Thank
friend.
you. Bye bye. Thanks.